Hey Robin, Mike here. I totally respect your desire not to be constantly dealing with the racism issue here all the time, because I totally relate that you are a person of many facets, as we all are, and who wants, although it's a part of your life that happens every day and you have to deal with it every day, you don't necessarily want to talk about it all the time. You have other things you want to discuss and move on to. Totally relate. I want to allow you to do that. You don't need to respond to this video at all. I don't expect you or anyone else to respond, but I have a couple things that you inspired me to talk about and want to get off my chest. So I'm going to do that, but I would like to move on as well. Your video, I really enjoyed both parts of your video, and as well as the video you were responding to. I watched all three of them, 40 minutes in total, which I don't normally do, but I found it really interesting to see both sides of this coin, both perspectives. And listening to some of the stories you told about some of the racist behaviors you've had exhibited towards you, and just the everyday nature of them, while that wasn't surprising to me, I mean, I know that that happens, and I have always believed that racism is alive and well and thriving in this country, and it really hasn't changed a whole lot. Some of your particular stories are ones I hadn't heard before, and just kind of pissed me off all over again, and made me renew my desire to do what I can to fight racism where I see it. As a white person, where I tend to see racism a lot is where you'll get a bunch of white people together, whether it's a family gathering or co-workers or anything like that, and not always, but occasionally there will be one in the bunch who will just make some horribly racist comment. And I'm not talking about the kind that's just based out of true ignorance and not understanding that what you've said can actually be interpreted as insulting. I'm talking about the kind that are just patently dehumanizing and awful, using horrible words that everyone very well knows are not cool to use, and to talk about people as if they were animals or as if they were some lower level of human below yourself. People know, no matter what you are, no matter who you are, there's a certain level of humanity that you need to use in talking about other people. And so there's certain ways, certain words that I won't repeat, that people will use, phrases and words that they know is dehumanizing, and hell, you can see them here on YouTube in the comment boxes every day. So, but to be in a group of people, all white people, and have someone use one of those words or phrases pisses me off so much, because they're assuming that just because all the people around them are white, that means that everyone in that room is going to understand and agree with what they've said. And I consider it my duty that as a white person, and being privy to those comments that a person like that may not want to share in public in front of a variety of people of a variety of racial backgrounds, it's my duty to stand up and say to that person, hey, that's not cool. That's an awful thing to say. I don't care whether you believe that or not. That is not cool to say in public to other people, whether they're white or black or whatever race they're from. The other side that drives me crazy is, and it proves that people who are saying some of these comments know exactly what they're saying. And by the way, I'm not saying that, I forget the name of the woman who originally posted, but I'm not saying that her comment, that her comments were knowingly racist, or her terms that she didn't understand were knowingly racist. I recognize there's people who just don't understand some of the racist or stereotypical comments they use. But there are some people out there who know very well what they're saying. And another way they exhibit that is when you've got some of these people who are out in public in a situation where there's people of a variety of backgrounds and races around them, they may say some of these same comments, but they'll lower their voice. They'll say, oh, I can't even use the words, but they'll say, oh yeah, well, how those so-and-sos are. They always blah, blah, blah. And then they'll go on and speak in a regular voice again. And it drives me crazy, because right there, that person knows what they're saying is not cool, except they're assuming, oh, because you're white, it's cool to say it to you, but I'll whisper it so that you and I can have our own little secret and not let all of these subhuman people around us in on, what we're saying about them. Ugh, drives me crazy. Now, what I am guilty of, and hearing some of your stories has renewed my commitment to not be guilty of, is depending on the situation, when I'm, sometimes I'm with coworkers or superiors from work, sometimes I'm with people I don't know very well, sometimes I'm in a crowded room and I overhear someone saying like this and I'm not even in the conversation with them, I don't bother to confront that person right then and there on the spot. And I really am making a commitment to myself that I'm going to do that more often, because these types of behaviors and beliefs only change on a person-to-person basis. They only change when other people when people have a conversation with each other and a dialogue. One white person and another white person can have that dialogue, and, you know, if I say to some person uttering a racist comment, that's not cool for you to say that, I'm insulted at that. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white. You should find that insulting and dehumanizing. I'm helping educate that person, and maybe they don't want to hear it. Maybe they're going to argue and tune it out. Okay, but it's important for me to deliver the message. Just as I found it very important and very valuable that the two of you had this discourse. And honestly, this kind of thing is what makes me believe in a forum like YouTube. For people who maybe wouldn't have the opportunity to interact, to be able to share their different backgrounds and form some understanding and let the rest of us watch and respond and learn a little bit from the whole experience, that's what makes this kind of place the kind of place I want to be. So I just wanted to thank you, Robin, for posting what you had to say. I really enjoyed seeing your perspective, and I also really look forward to some more of the other parts of your life that are fun and that we all enjoy watching. Your acting, your singing, all of the various things that you bring that make you somebody I love to subscribe to. So take care, and thanks again.